Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1988 All-Star Game is on the air. Welcome to Riverfront Stadium, where the 88 All-Star Game was played. We are about to do the Midsummer Classic. We are already halfway through the 1988 season, and there's still 2.5 months of baseball left to go. What will the 10-minute ticker bring? What will Inside Pitch bring? There's some big games coming up, including the pennant race and the final week. But before we get to that, there is a matter of the All-Star Game to be played today. This game, as I said, was played at Riverfront Stadium. The American League historically won it 2-1. They had 6 hits and 2 errors. The National League had 5 hits and no errors, and Brian B. is correct, as Steinbach was the MVP with the home run and the sac fly. The rules of my All-Star Game are a little different. This is an exhibition game, so some of the rules have been laxed. There will not be fatigue in any of the pitchers, so no starting batters or anything like that. There is no fatigue in any of the pitchers. Players that come out of the game can be brought back into the game, okay? But that is, of course, all players must be used. So I try to get everybody in there. If I have to bring a player back, I can do so. This is an exhibition game. It doesn't mean anything in terms of regular season play. So I lack it. So I lack a few of the rules, okay, of baseball for the sake of playability. So that is what the rules we will have here. As far as extra innings go, I know I'm going to get reamed for this. If this game does go into extras, 10th inning, 11th inning, and 12th inning will be normalized. But if somehow we make it to the 13th inning in this exhibition game, I know I'm going to get killed for this, but the ghost runner rule will go into effect. But that is if we get there. And I don't know if we'll have to worry about it, but we will see as we'll put the ghost rule into effect in the 13th inning and higher. And somebody actually came up with a good idea of the ghost runner rule. As you know, the ghost runner rule automatically puts somebody at second base. Somebody actually came with an idea that the first inning of the ghost runner rule, a runner goes on first. The second inning, the second. Third inning, third. Then the fourth, if there's a fourth inning, runners at first and second, then runners second and third, and then runners at first and third, and then all the way around, bases loaded. It's not a bad idea. It actually makes a little sense instead of automatically put the ghost runner on second base. That is if we go into the 13th inning. Regular 10 through 12 will be normal. Brian B., Jim Doyle, Brian Patterson, John Solner, and Jeff Merklin join us here at Riverfront Stadium for the All-Star Game. The starting lineups will go through at least twice, and then I will start bringing in other position players. There were 3 players that were picked for the All-Star Game and decided not to play. They will not play in the All-Star Game. For the American League, Ozzie Guillen from the Chicago White Sox and Alan Trammell of the Detroit Tigers decided not to play. For the National League, Robbie Thompson of the San Francisco Giants decided not to play. They will not be playing in the All-Star Game. So I just wanted to introduce to you them, of course, that they were All-Stars, but they were decided not to play or they were hurt. I don't think they were hurt according to Action PC Baseball, but they will not be in the All-Star Game due to that reason. So without further ado, let's get the 88 All-Star Game underway. Starting pitcher for the National League from the New York Mets, Dr. K, Dwight Gooden. 18 wins, 9 losses, a 3.19 ERA. We've not seen him yet in the regular season. I've been trying to get him in there, but so far my Mets choices have been putting other pitchers. So let's go to the top of the first. You'll also notice I do not have my outfielder help card because players are going to change all over the place. And so I'll just be utilizing the normal setup. And, of course, I have all the cards here. So let's go to the top of the first. and let's see what this All-Star game will bring us. Leading off for the American League, center fielder from the New York Yankees, the best leadoff hitter in baseball history, Rickey Henderson, 305 average, 6 homers, 50 RBIs. Steeler fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. We will going to use red, white, and red dice. The Reds are the host team, so we will use Reds colors for this All-Star game. I know Brian B., being a Reds fan, will appreciate that. Let's play the All-Star game. Gooden, 4-3 against the righty, strikeout plus, and he will get Henderson on a K. Riverfront Stadium adds 1 to strikeouts. That will be it. And that will be a strikeout on Henderson. Gooden had 175 of them that year, and that will be the first strikeout for him. 1 man down, next batter from the Milwaukee Brewers, second baseman Paul Molitor. The designated hitter was not used in this All-Star game. 312 average, 13 homers, 60 RBIs. Pitchers are supposed to bat, but they will not bat, as I will be using pinch hitters for the pitcher. Gooden, 2-3, error on a grounder. Molitor, 5-4. That's going to be a fly ball hit to right field. And getting over there will be the straw man, and that will be out number 2. 2 outs, and that will bring up the third baseman from the Boston Red Sox, Wade Boggs, 366 average, 5 homers, 58 RBIs. You wonder why it's called the Ghost Runner rule when you're a kid. The Ghost Runner was a ghosty, I know, right? They should call it something else. Gooden with the pitch. 2-2, strikeout 4, and he got him. Cold strike 3. Boggs can't believe it. He's a 3, but +1 makes him a 4, and he got him. So Dr. K's a couple of them, and the National League and the American League goes 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the American League from the Minnesota Twins, Frank Viola, 24 wins, 7 losses, a 2.64 ERA. He had an excellent season in 1988. Let's see what the National League brings us tonight. Leading off from the St. Louis Cardinals, left fielder Vince Coleman, 260 average, 3 homers, 38 RBIs. Viola will make the pitch. 6-1, strikeout 1, and he'll get Coleman. Struck him out. That's a K for Viola, his first. 1 man down. Second baseman from the Chicago Cubs, Ryne Sandberg, 264 average, 19 homers, 69 RBIs in 88. Viola will go ahead and pitch. 3-2, possible error. Sandberg, 4-6. That's a fly ball hit to left. That ball is hit to Canseco. His error rating is a 4, and that's a 7. He will make the catch, not make an error, and that will be 2 outs. Canseco actually not rated in left field, but that's where he was to start the game. So I will just use his right fielder results. As I said, this is exhibition. It really doesn't matter. So we can be a little bit lax on some of the rules, even on inside pitch. Next batter will be center fielder Andre Dawson. As you can see from the Chicago Cubs, you can see he's not rated for center, but we will use the right fielder mark. 303 average, 24 homers, 79 RBIs. As I said, this is exhibition. Albert Price joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Viola, 5-1, range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 6-1. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. And that's it to Henderson. Henderson's range is a 4, and he'll make the catch out there in center. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning on the National League. No score after 1. This was a low-scoring All-Star game historically. Doug Hunt and Chuck Rawlings join us here at Riverfront Stadium. Gooden gets back on the mound. Leading off for the American League from the Oakland Athletics will be left fielder Jose Canseco. 307 average, 42 bombs, 124 RBIs. He was an absolute beast. Gooden with the pitch. 6-6 against the righty. That is a blank. Canseco, 5-3 against a right-hander. That's a ground ball to first, and that will be handled by Will the Thrill Clark. For out number 1. Next up will be the right fielder from the New York Yankees, Dave Winfield, 322 average, 25 homers, 107 RBIs. Gooden, the doctor is in, 5-3, range play. Winfield, a 6-3, that's a ground ball to short. That is hit to the Wizard of Oz. His range is a 5. That is a 1. He makes it with his eyes closed, throws to first, out number 2. The Wizard of Oz flashes some leather. 2 outs. And here comes the shortstop from the Baltimore Orioles, Cal Ripken, Iron Man, 264 average, 23 homers, 81 RBIs. And yes, we did lose, by the way, rest in peace, Tim McCarver. We lost him today. The Cardinals and Phillies will, I'm sure, mourn him. And as a Mets fan, he was an awesome commentator for the Mets with Ralph Kiner. I don't care what they said. I loved Tim McCarver when he was broadcasting with the Mets. Gooden, 4-4, strikeout 15. That is high. Ripken, and that went right under here. Ripken, a 1-3, and that is going to be a ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Smith. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the second with no score. Yes, he was a good catcher. I always felt he was a little underrated. Tim McCarver was a solid catcher. Hall of Famer, no, but solid catcher, yes. Definitely solid catcher. Leading off for the National League in the bottom of the second, from the New York Mets, right fielder Darryl Strawberry, 269 average, 39 homers, 101 RBIs. In 88, Viola, a 4-5, strikeout 11. He will get Strawberry, just barely, but that's going to be a called strike on him. And struck him out, and that's out number 1. So both Viola and the doctor going ahead and dealing some heat. Next up for the NL, at third base from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bobby Bonilla. Yes, the Mets are still paying him. 274 average, 24 homers, 100 RBIs. Viola will make the pitch. Viola 1-1, error on a grounder. Bonilla 1-3 against the lefty. That's not going to be an error. That's a slow rolling hit to short, and that's picked up by Ripken. Bonilla's base runner is a 2. The throw to first, and they got him. 2 outs. That will be a grounder to short. As against the lefty, that's an S6, but you know that's not an error on grounders or error question marks. And that is out number 2. Joel Turney joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Next batter will be the first baseman from the San Francisco Giants, Will the Thrill Clark, 282 average, 29 homers, 109 RBIs. Viola with the pitch. 1-2, strikeout 15, barely, but that's too high. Clark, 4-6, and Clark smacks one into center field, and that's going to be a double. He'll get the first hit of the game. I don't care what anybody says. Inside pitch is the best tabletop game to play for all-star games. Why? Just take a look at the colors, guys. That should answer your question. It is the best game for all-star games. It has the colors. Next up for the National League will be the catcher from the New York Mets, the kid, Gary Carter, 242 average, 11 homers, and 46 RBIs. Runner at second. Strategy rolls will still be used, but they will not be hard and fast, though. That is a 6, nothing happening. Clark will stay put. Viola with the pitch. 4-3, that's at the park. Riverfront, 2-2, and it's grounded at the plate, right in front of Steinbach. He'll pick it up and toss it to first. And that'll retire the side. No runs and a hit. So far, this game is mimicking the original one so far. No score after 2. We go to the top of the third here. No score between the Americans and Nationals. Leading off for the American League, first baseman from the Oakland Athletics, Mark McGwire, 260 average, 32 homers, 99 RBIs. The doctor is in. Dr. K, 3-3, that is a blank. McGwire, 2-3, and he hits one to first. That'll be handled by Clark, and that's out number one. Remember, we are not using fatigue in this game. Fatigue results will not matter. That'll bring up the catcher for the Oakland Athletics, Terry Steinbach, 265 average, 9 homers, 51 RBIs. He was the MVP of the historical game. Dr. K with the pitch. 4-5, strikeout 11. That is high. Steinbach, 6-1. A line drive at the third, but right to Bobby Bowe, and that's out number 2. 2 outs. Viola will not bat. We will go to the bench as the pitchers will not bat. So pinch hitting for Frank Viola will be from the Kansas City Royals, Mr. George Brett, 306 average, 24 homers, 103 RBIs. Dr. K will go ahead and issue his medication. 2-1, strikeout, 16 is high. Brett, 3-3, and he grounds it to first. And that'll be handled by Clark as well. He'll take it himself. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the doctor. He's pitched 3 innings of no-hit ball. And we will go to the bottom of the first. Leading off for the National League, shortstop from the St. Louis Cardinals, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. 270 average, 3 homers, 51 RBIs. New pitcher coming on for the American League, and it will be from the Kansas City Royals, Mark Gubicza. 20 wins, 8 losses, 2.70 ERA. The pitchers are pretty much put in an order that I already wanted them to be in, so they're going to come in a certain order, okay, for the pitchers. Batters, however, will be coming in as needed. So Ozzie Smith will lead off here, bottom of the third. Gubicza, 3-1, strikeout 13, that is high. Smith, 1-5, that's a base hit past second base. And the National League will get a leadoff man on, that is a single. The doctor will not bat, he did a great job, pitched 3 innings of no-hit ball. And coming on to pinch hit for the National League will be from the Montreal Expos, the big cat, Andres Galarraga, 302 average, 29 homers, 92 RBIs. Infield is at double play depth. Smith had 57 stolen bases. That's a 1, and he's going to go. 17 plus 1 is 18. Steinbach, a -2, a 1 to 16. Smith steals second base, and he does easily. It doesn't even throw. That is a 3. Steinbach had no chance to get the Wizard. He gets the second base on a steal. And now he is at second base, and that takes away the double play. David Vega joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Jim Doyle says keep Brett in the game. I hate to do this to you, but I am going through a certain pattern here, my friend, so I will not be able to do that. Smith on at second base. Strategy roll again. And Smith not going anywhere this time. Gubicza with the pitch. Gubicza, 4-5 against the righty. Strikeout plus. And that 20. Yeah, he got him. Struck him out. He goes ahead and gets Galarraga. And I guess I have an Amber Alert coming through here on my phone, but not on my computer. So that's 1 out. He goes ahead and strikes out Galarraga. Next batter will be Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 1. The starting lineup does go through goes through twice before I start replacing players. And I usually go like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. Something like that. Strategy roll. That's a 16, nothing happening. Smith will stay where he is. Coleman actually got the bunt sign, but he's swinging. Gubicza, 3-3, strikeout 10. Got him, swinging a miss, struck him out. Coleman strikes out for the second time today. That's 2 outs. Next up will be Sandberg. Sandberg is 0 for 1. And the reason why I don't want to keep Brett in the game is then I have to make maneuvers all over the scorecard there, Mr. Doyle. I'm making it as simple as I can. Strategy roll, and nothing happening there. Gubiza will make the pitch. Gubiza, 6-4 against the righty, strikeout plus, and he gets Sandberg to swing in nothing but air on a beautiful curve, and Gubiza strikes out the side after giving up a single. So no runs and a hit, and so far it's a pitcher's matchup. And if I'm correct, usually these all-star games usually turn into be high-scoring affairs or a blowout. We're not looking at that right now. After 3, there's no score. We will go to the top of the 4th. Leading off for the American League will be Ricky Henderson, best leadoff hitter in baseball history. National League needs a pitcher, and let's see who they got. And coming on to pitch for the National League from the New York Mets will be David Cone. 20 wins, 3 losses, a 2.22 ERA. Cone will now be the second pitcher for the National League. Cone will pitch to Henderson. And let's see, Cone, 2-6. That's a pitcher result against the righty. A 1-5 is an out. That is a 4, and that's going to be a fly to right. Getting over there is going to be the straw man. And that's out number 1. So Henderson is 0 for 2. Next up is Molly. Molly is 0 for 2. 0 for 1. Conehead will pitch. And 2-3. Strikeout 15. That's high. Molitor 3-3. And he hits a base hit to left field. Molitor will get himself a single. And he will hold it first. Next batter is Boggs. Boggs is 0 for 1. Infield is at double play. Strategy roll. That's a 1. Molitor gets the steal sign, and he's going to go. 16 plus 0. And Carter is a +2. So a 1-18. Molitor steals second. And it could be an error. Carter throws a bad one. And his error rating is a 5. And he will not make an error. That's going to be picked up there by Sandberg. He'll stop the ball. But Molitor will have a stolen base. So both teams now have a steal. And now a runner on second. That takes away, of course, the double play here. Strategy. Again, this time nothing happening. Boggs is not going to bunt. He will swing. Cone with the pitch. Cone, 5-5. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 6-3. That is a home run to the pull side against the righty. Boggs needs a 3. That is a 10. It's going to be too high. And instead, that is going to be a fly out to right. Fly ball to right field. Strawberry will make the catch. That is out number 2. And let's see, Molitor, base runner 3. Strawberry, he has a 0 arm. He can go to third on a 1. He'll stay at second. 2 outs. 2 men down. Here comes Canseco. He's 0 for 1. And now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Nothing happening on the strat. Cone will pitch. Cone, 2-5. Walk plus, and that will be ball 4. So he will walk Canseco easily. So now the Americans have something going on here with runners at first and second. And here comes Winfield. Winfield is 0 for 1. So they go talk to Cone on the mound. They're going to let him pitch through it. Remember, this is an exhibition game. Molitor on it second. Canseco on it first. Cone will go ahead and pitch. Strategy roll still rolled anyway. Nothing on the 18. Conehead with the pitch. 2-1 against the righty. That's a blank. Winfield, 4-4. He hits one to right field. That is a 6. And that is going to be a double for Dave Winfield against the righty. Molitor will score. A double to right. Double to right is -1. is a 3 with 2 outs becomes a 4. -1 is a 3. Strawberry is 0 arm, a 1-3. Canseco will score, and he does. Canseco comes in to score, and that is a 1. Does Winfield take third? No, he does not. He holds. And the American League are first on the board. It's 2-0. So Dave Winfield with a 2 RBI double. And he'll bring in a couple of runs. Stadium cheers. Yay! The stadium will not be groaning no matter which team is up. Because this is an all-star game. So Winfield has an RBI double. 2 RBI, I should say. Here is Ripken. He's 0 for 1. But now 2-0 in favor of the AL. Strategy. Nothing on the 9. Winfield stays at second. Cone with the pitch. Cone, 6-5 against the righty. That will be an out. And that is going to be a hit to right field again. Strawberry, he'll get to this one. And he will put it away. 2 runs, 2 hits, a stolen base, and a walk. The American League has a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the National League will be the Hawk, Andre Dawson. New pitcher coming in for the American League. As now we'll start moving around pitchers and such. And the next pitcher is up from the Boston Red Sox. The Rocket, Roger Clemens. 18 wins, 12 losses, a 2.93 ERA. Roger Clemens will pitch this inning. Bottom of the 4th, Dawson leads off. Clemens, 2-5 against the righty. That is an out. And that's a fly to left. And getting over there easily will be Canseco for out number 1. Here's the straw man, and he's 0 for 1. Roger Clemens, 291 strikeouts in 88. Rocket, 4-5, hit by pitch, 13 is a no. Strawberry, 5-4, and that's a fly to left. Getting over there will be Canseco again, and he will make the play, 2 down. Here's Bobby Bowe, and he's 0 for 1. Clemens sets up with the deal. Clemens, 2-2 against the switch left, walk plus, and that will be ball 4. So he will walk Bonilla as the National League will get a runner on. And a chance now for Will the Thrill. He got a double his last time up. Bonilla had only 3 stolen bases, and he's going to stay put. The Rocket looking in on Will Clark. And here comes the pitch. 3-2, range play. Clark, 1-5. That's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to McGuire. McGuire's range is a 2. And that is a 1. He's got it. Nice play by McGuire. Clemens will come on over. McGuire will underhand it to him to retire the side. Nice play by McGuire as he gets it done there. And that retires the side. Nothing across except a walk. 2-0 after 4. In this 1988 All-Star game. We go to the top of the 5th. Leading off for the American League will be Mark McGuire. David Cone coming out of the game. And coming on to pitch now for the National League will be the Bulldog from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Orel Hershiser. 23 wins, 8 losses, a save, a 2.26 ERA. The Bulldog now coming in there. Not sure if it's it, but there's not many college football board games. Mr. Price, I would like for you to check out Glory Days College Football from one of my subs and constituents, Bleacher Bums Gaming. I don't know if you've ever heard about that, but Glory Days College Football. All right. There are a number of college football games out there. Whoa, Nelly is out there too, which I kind of thought was kind of meh. Check out Glory Days College Football from Sideline Strategy Games. He just released it. It's brand new and it's innovative. Please check it out. Okay, please check it out. I picked up a copy of it. I'm learning the rules. I played like a quarter, and it is very interesting how the game flows. If you like college football, and I love college football more than the pros these days. Okay, check it out. Glory Days College Football from Sideline Strategy. A lot of people in my chat will go ahead and tell you a lot about how good. He's the guy that created Glory Days Boxing, and that's considered one of the best, if not the best, tabletop game you can play. So here is Hershiser. He'll pitch to McGuire to start the top of the fifth. Hershiser, 2-1 against the righty. Strikeout. He gets McGuire easily. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That is out number one. As Ryan Sullivan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. And yes, Mr. McCarver did pass away. Here is Steinbach. Steinbach is 0 for 1. Hershiser with the pitch. 2-1 against the righty. Strikeout 2. He got him. Struck him out. He strikes out Steinbach, 2 down. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Clemens as he is done. And coming on to pinch hit. Let's see here. Coming on to pinch hit for the American League from the New York Yankees, Donnie Baseball Mattingly. 311 average, 18 homers, 88 RBIs. Hershiser will go ahead and pitch. And yes, Jim Doyle says pirate football is great, and it is so. Hershiser, 6'5", range play at the park. Riverfront, 2-4. It's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to the Wizard of Oz. His range is a 5. That is a 5. He handles it, gets on his knees, gets up, throws to first, side, retired. A 1-2-3 inning for the American League, and we will go to the bottom of the fifth. They do have a 2-0 lead. Leading off for the National League will be Gary Carter, the kid. He is 0 for 1. And the Americans need a pitcher. And coming on to pitch for the American League, from the Toronto Blue Jays, Dave Stieb. 16 wins, 8 losses, no saves, a 3.04 ERA. I do not put Stieb in the Hall of Fame, but I do put him in the Hall of the Very Good. Stieb will pitch. Stieb, 5-4, strikeout 12. Nope, that's too high. Carter, a 6-6, and a comebacker right back to the pitcher. Stieb will handle it and toss it to first. 1 down. 1 out. Here comes the Wizard of Oz. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. Stieb with the pitch. 3-1 against the switch left. That's an out. And it's going to be fly to center. Coming under it is going to be Henderson. And that's going to be out number 2. Pinch hitter coming in for Hershiser. And coming on to pinch hit for the National League from the Chicago Cubs, Sean Dunston. 249 average, 9 homers, 56 RBIs. The funny thing is, the Cubs actually had 5 players in this All-Star game. Stieb will go ahead and pitch. Stieb, 6'3", range play. Dunston, 1-2. That ball is hit to center field. That is a 13 against the righty. That will be a double, but it's hit to center. That's Henderson out there. His range is a 4. That is a 6. He won't get to it, and that will be a double for Dunston. So Dunston gets a double. And now, so Dunston on second base with a double. And let's see who's coming up next to bat. And let's see, Vince Coleman is in left. And we will see a new batter. Vince Coleman due to bat, but he will not. As now I will now replace players in batting order in the batting order and the odd numbers. Coming up to bat now and take over in left field from the Chicago Cubs, Rafael Palmeiro, 307 average, 8 homers, 53 RBIs. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Runner on second. American League leads 2-0. Strategy rolls are still active. Nothing on the 4. Dunston. Dunston he gets the steal sign to go to third, but he'll let Palmeiro swing away. Steve, 4-5. Walk plus ball 4 on an 8. So Steve goes ahead and walks Palmeiro. And now the batter will be Sandberg. He'll take his third at bat here, since I'm only replacing odd number players right now, not even. They will come next time. So you got 3 Chicago Cubs right now on base against Dave Steve. You think this was a Cubs game? Sandberg is 0 for 2. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Strat, nothing on the 11. Steve in a little bit of trouble here. He's got to get Rhino. Steve with the pitch. Steve, 4-3. That is a blank. Sandberg, 2-1. And it's a ground ball to short. It'll be handled by Ripken. And he is going to throw to second to get Palmeiro. And that will retire the side. No runs and a hit for the National League. They're trailing 2-0 here after 5. We go to the top of the 6th inning in a pitcher's duel here so far at this All-Star game. And let's see what we got here. Now let's see here. It's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. Actually, I don't have to worry about 9 because 9 is always getting replaced. Okay. Let's see. Ricky Henderson due to lead off. Let's see what I'm going to bring out there. And as far as I'm concerned, Ricky Henderson will not lead off here, and we will have a pinch hitter for him and take over at center field. Coming on to pinch hit from the Minnesota Twins, Kirby Puckett, 356 average, 24 homers, 121 RBIs. National League needs a pitcher, and coming on to pitch for the Nationals from the Pittsburgh Pirates will be Bob Walk, 12 wins, 10 losses, a 2.71 ERA. Walk will now go ahead and take over. Too many Cubs. That's bad, Jim Doyle. Walk will pitch to Puckett. Walk. 2-6. Range play. Puckett. 2-2. That's a ground ball to short. That ball is still hit to Smith. He's still there. Smith's range is a 5, and he'll make the play. Again, the tight one, but he gets it and throws to first for the out, and that is 1 down. One out, and that will bring up Molly. Molly is 1 for 2 with a single. Walk will go ahead and pitch. Walk 4-4 against the righty. That's an out, and it's going to be a grounder to second base. That'll be taken care of by Sandberg, and that's out number 2. Wade Boggs due to bat, but he will go to the bench. And taking over at third base and pinch hitting for him from the Minnesota Twins, Gary Gaetti, 301 average, 28 homers, 88 RBIs. Gaetti will now bat and take over at third. 2 outs, top of the 6th, rapidly moving ball game so far. Walk, 4-5 against the righty. Walk, 17, that's going to be high. Gaetti, a 1-1 against the righty. That's a ground ball to third. And Bobby Bowe will handle that and throw to first. And that's a 1-2-3 inning on the American League. We go to the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher coming in for the American League. Steve will come out. And coming on to pinch now for the American League from the Detroit Tigers, Doyle Alexander, 14 wins, 11 losses, a 4.32 ERA. He must have been a reservist, maybe because Trammell didn't play. But Doyle Alexander will represent the Tigers in this game. As Justin Ludwig joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Let's see what we got here. Andre Dawson due to bat. And he will Andre Dawson will come out. He is at, he's in center field. And we're going to see a new batter for him. And taking over at center field will be from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andy Van Slyke. 288 average, 25 homers, 100 RBIs. Van Slyke will take over in center. Ozzie Smith, the human black hole. Yep, where baseballs go to die. Alexander will now pitch here. American League leads 2-0. Alexander, 3-1. Error on a grounder. Van Slyke, 5-3. That's a fly ball going to center field, and that will be caught by Puckett for out number 1. 1 out. And here comes the straw man. He will bat. He'll take his third at bat here. Alexander with the pitch. Alexander, 2-4. Strikeout 9. Got him. He struck out Strawberry. Second strikeout for Strawberry. He has been thrown out twice or struck out twice. Bonilla is up to bat, but he will come back. And coming on now to pinch hit and take over at third base from the Chicago Cubs will be Vance. I broke the law. 293 average, 11 homers, 78 RBIs. Like I said, a lot of Cubs on this team. So Vance Law will go up against Doyle Alexander. 2 outs. 2-0 American League. Alexander, 2-2. Strikeout 12. That is high. Law, 1-2. Base hit left field. Law will go ahead and keep the inning alive with a single. So now runner on first for Will the Thrill. He is 1 for 2. Wasn't Steeler fan having internet problems a few days ago? I like his chat comments. He's in the chat. I believe he is. I think he's in here. Let's see. Is he? Yeah, he's in the chat. Steeler fan is in the chat. He is just fine. He is That man is working his butt off. Law on it first. 2 outs. Strategy rolls are still on. And Law is not going to go anywhere. He'll stay where he is. Alexander will pitch. Alexander, 3-2. Strikeout 15. Just missed. Clark, 4-5. That's a fly ball to center. And Puckett is going to get to it. He will make the catch and retire the side. No runs and a hit. American League pitching doing the job tonight. After 6, still 2-0. In favor of the team from the Red League, I should say. We go to the top of the 7th. Let's see. Jose Canseco will lead off. New pitcher coming in for the National League. And coming on to pitch for the National League, and he gets a rousing roar of applause here at Riverfront Stadium from the Cincinnati Reds. Danny Jackson, 23 wins, 8 losses, a 2.73 ERA. Jackson will pitch the 7th. So he will go ahead and pitch to Canseco as the fans here at Riverfront give him a big applause. Jackson, 5-4, error on a throw. Canseco, 6-2, and that's going to be a base hit to left field. A single for Canseco. There won't be a throwing error, and he will hold it first. So Canseco is 1 for 2. Let's see. Dave Winfield due to bat, but he will come out. And coming on to take over in right field for the American League will be from the Boston Red Sox, Mike Greenwell, 325 average, 22 homers, 119 RBIs. So Canseco on at first. Infield is a double play. Canseco was a thief. He had 40 stolen bases that year. That's a 20. Jackson fires to first. No, Canseco will get back. And now Jackson will pitch. Jackson, 3-3 against the lefty. Strikeout plus, swing and a miss, struck him out. And he will go ahead and get Greenwell. 1 out. And here comes Ripken. Ripken will bat. Canseco on it first. That is a 1. Canseco actually gets the steal sign. 14 minus 2 is 12. And the catcher is still Carter. Plus 2 is 14. And they're going to send him. Why not? A 1-14. Canseco steals second base. And Carter gets up out of his crouch, throws to second, and got him. Canseco tries to steal second base, but Carter gets out of there. A big-time all-star throw by the kid. May he rest in peace. And he guns down Canseco at second base. 2 outs. Stadium cheers. Yay! So now Ripken will bat with the bases empty. Jackson, 5-4. Error on a throw. Ripken, 3-6. That's a ground ball to second. That ball was hit to Sandberg. His error rating is a 4. That's an 8. He won't make an error. He'll handle it, throw to first, and retire the side. No runs and a hit. But the man is thrown out. At second base. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Of course, no 10-minute ticker tonight. Tomorrow, there will be no baseball as we continue the All-Star break, so no game tomorrow night. I will return on Saturday night to begin the second half of the season. It will be July 14th, and we will be at Oakland Coliseum as the Toronto Blue Jays will take on the Oakland Athletics. Mike Flanagan will go for the Blue Jays, and Bob Welch will go for the A's. A pretty good matchup there in the American League. Toronto right now is in the top 3 in the AL East. Oakland leads the AL West. As you know now, we're only going to stick with teams that are in the playoff hunt. Toronto and Oakland, Flanagan and Welch, and that game will be Saturday night. No game tomorrow to conclude the All-Star break. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And let's see, Doyle Alexander coming out of the game. We'll see a new pitcher for the American League, and that will be from the Texas Rangers, Jeff Russell. 10 wins, 9 losses, a 3.82 ERA. And he will come in to pitch. Gary Carter scheduled to bat, but he will come out. And coming on to take over at catcher and play and bat in his position from the Philadelphia Phillies, Lance Parrish, 215 average, 15 homers, 60 RBIs. So bottom of the 7th, American League leads 2-0, a low-scoring All-Star game. It's rare I get a game with this low scoring. Most of them are like 11-2, 8-5, some even went extra innings. I mean, really. Russell will pitch. Russell, 4-5 against the righty. That is a blank. Parrish, 4-4. Base hit center field. Parrish gets a single. Nice start for him. And Hill held there. Next batter is the Wizard of Oz. Smith is 1 for 2. Infield is at double play. Parrish really not a threat to do anything. And he won't. That's a 15. Parrish on it first. Russell will pitch to Smith. Russell, 5-2 against the switch left. That's a blank. Smith, 1-2. Single, pass short. And that'll be a base hit. And the National League's got something going on. Parrish only has a base runner one. He will stay at second base. But now the National League has got runners in business. Pinch hitter coming up for Danny Jackson. And pinch hitting for the National League from the Atlanta Braves will be Gerald Perry. 300 average, 8 homers, 74 RBIs. Runners at first and second. Jeff Russell in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th. Double play chance, strategy roll, nothing on the 13. Russell will pitch. Russell, 4-3, that's a blank. Perry, 1-6. That ball is hit to center field. That's a 4. Against a righty, that's going to be a base hit. Single to center, Parrish base runner 1. Let's see. Single to center, +2 is a 3. Puckett -1. A 1-2, Parrish will score. He will not. He will hold at third. But the bases are loaded. So Jeff Russell comes in and gives up 3 straight base hits. And now the batter is Palmeiro. He walked his first time up. And let's see what the National League's going to call. They're going to stay at double play depth. Turn 2 to give up 1 run. Russell will pitch to Palmeiro. Bases loaded here. Bottom of the 7th. Something interesting going on. That's an 18. Nothing happening. Russell will pitch. Russell, 3-1, possible error. Palmeiro, 6-6, and that's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Ripken. He's still in there. His error rating is a 7. That's a 20. He does not turn an error. Let's see if they turn the double play. 2, 2, 3. Second base, Molitor, 0. A 1-3. It's a double play. They don't get it. It's a 6. So the only play was the first. So Parrish does come in to score. Smith to third. Perry to second. Throw for first to get Palmeiro. It's 2-1. So the run does score. And that is a grounder to short. And now it's a 2-1 ball game here. And now let's see what we got coming up next. Sandberg will bat. Sandberg will bat it for a third time. He is 0 for 3. Runners at second and third. Now the infield will come in as the National League, as the American League will play a little bit tougher here. Strategy roll. That's a 1. Smith. Smith actually gets a chance to steal home. You know what? Ozzie Smith, stolen base rating 17, +1 is an 18. In order to steal home, which says nobody ever does, -10, why not? It's exhibition. Ozzie Smith gets a chance to steal home because it's a 7 +2 is a 9, but divided by 5 is a 1. That is a 1. That's the only way you can do it. Now it's 17 +1 is 18. There's no arm rating or anything like that. You subtract 10. Smith's going to try to steal. He's going to try to steal home. A 1-8. He steals it and ties the game. He's safe. Ozzie Smith steals home. Everyone says nobody ever tries it. Well, I'm going to try it, and he gets in there. He steals it. This game is tied. Gerald Perry does stay at second base. Ozzie Smith steals home. We're tied at 2. Stadium cheers. Yay! What a play by Ozzie Smith. He caught Jeff Russell napping, and he steals home. And that is the first time I ever attempted that. At least I can remember. So now the go-ahead run is at second base, and Sandberg will continue to bat. But now the infield is back. So Sandberg 0 for 3. Russell, strategy rolls. Nothing on the 4. Perry actually gets a chance to steal. Gets the steal sign to go to third, but he'll hold. Russell with the pitch. 5-1, strikeout. He got Sandberg, struck him out. So Sandberg is out, And that is out number 2. And now here's Van Slyke. And Van Slyke is 0 for 1. Go ahead run on second base. Now tied at 2 here between the American and National League. Russell, strategy roll. That's a 15, nothing happening. Russell will pitch. Russell, 4-6, strikeout 11. He got Van Slyke, and that will retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits and a steal of home by Ozzie Smith. And after 7, we're tied at 2. Stadium cheers. Yay! No better game to try that in but an all-star game. Absolutely. Everyone says nobody ever tries it. Well, I just did. So now I've done it. Top of the 8th inning. And we're going to, let's see here. Of course, the National League needs a pitcher. And coming on to pitch for the National League from the Houston Astros, Bob Knepper. 14 wins, 5 losses, no saves. A 3.14 ERA. Mark McGwire due to lead off, and he will not. He will come back to the bench. And taking over at first base, also from the Oakland Athletics, will be Carney Lansford. 279 average, 7 homers, 57 RBIs. Knepper will pitch to Lansford here, start top of the 8th inning. Knepper, 2-2 against the righty. That is a blank. Lansford, 6-6, popped up. Pop fly ball to second. That'll be caught by Rhino, and that's out number 1. 1 down. Steinbach will bat. He is 0 for 2. Knepper with the pitch. 5-4 against the righty. Walk plus. That 10 will walk him. And Steinbach will trot to first on a base on balls. So Steinbach gets his first base there. Russell comes out of the game. We'll see a pinch hitter for the American League. And coming on to pinch hit from the Seattle Mariners, Harold Reynolds, 283 average, 4 homers, 41 RBIs. Infield is at double play. Anything on the strat, that's a 3. And Steinbach, nope, he'll stay where he is. Knepper will go ahead and make the pitch. Knepper, 4-4. That is a blank. Reynolds, 4-2. Fly ball hit the right. And it will be Strawberry getting to there, and that's out number 2. Two outs. Here comes Puckett. Puckett will bat again. Now I want to start doing the even numbered players if possible. So here's Puckett. Puckett is 0 for 1. Puckett in the Union Gap. Steinbach on it first. And that's a 16. He'll stay put. Knepper will make the pitch. Knepper, 2-5. That's a blank. Puckett, 6-2. Fly ball hit the center. Getting over there is going to be Van Slyke. And he will make the catch. And that'll end the inning. Nothing across except the walk. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Score tied at 2. And let's see. New pitcher coming on for the American League. And let's see what's going to be. And coming on to now pitch from the Minnesota Twins will be Jeff Reardon. 2 wins, 4 losses, 42 saves, a 2.47 ERA. And we will have a new batter coming in. Darryl Strawberry will leave the game. And taking over position in right field will be from the St. Louis Cardinals, Willie McGee. 292 average, 3 homers, 58 RBIs. McGee, of course, is not rated for right, but I will use the center field stats. One of my rules is, of course, if there is a player that I bring in for the outfield and he did not play that position, or if he has a couple positions, I will always use the better of the 2. As I said, this is exhibition. McGee, 292 average, 3 homers, 50 RBIs. He will now play right field. Bottom of the 8th, tied at 2. Reardon with the pitch. 3-6 against the switch left. That is a blank. McGee, 6-1, base hit right past first. Past third, and that will be a single. So McGee leads off with a hit. The batter now is Law, and he is one for one. Got a single his first time up. Infield double play. McGee on at first, tied at 2. Strategy. That is a 4. McGee does get the steal sign. He's going to go 17 plus 0. And catcher is Steinbach -2. McGee, a 1-15. He gets the second. And he's tagged out, and he just didn't get there. What a throw by Steinbach. He gets McGee. Steinbach, a -2, a 17, a 16, and that would turn him into a 15, and McGee is thrown out at second as Steinbach does what Carter did. And there's one out. So now Law will have to bat with nobody on base now. Reardon will go ahead and pitch. Reardon, 1-5, possible error. Law, 1-6. That's a fly ball hit to left field, and that ball is at the Canseco. His error rating is a 4. That's an 8. He'll make the catch. 2 down. Fly out the left. And now the batter is Clark, but he may be, let's see here, I think they may be pulling him back. Clark is at first, right? Actually, he'll have to bat. Okay. So Clark will come up to bat, and he is 1 for 3. Sometimes some players do stay in the entire game, the way things go. Reardon will go ahead and pitch to Clark. Reardon, 2-2 against the lefty. Walk plus. That 18 is ball 4, and Clark will go to first. So a walk issued by Reardon. And now the batter is Parrish. And Parrish got a base hit his first time up. Still 2 outs. Strategy. That's a 20. Reardon does have a bulk rating. And he does not bulk. Now he'll pitch to Parrish. Reardon, 6-1. Home run chance. Righty, 1-17. The 17 is good. Against the righty, Parrish needs a 15. Does he put the National League ahead in the bottom of the 8th? Yep, he does. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is in deep to left field. Going back is Canseco, but he ain't going to get it. It is out of here. Home run, Lance Parrish. Stadium cheers. Yay! A 2-run bomb by Lance Parrish. And the National League has taken a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, Reardon just pitched him a grapefruit, and Parrish turned that into fruit salad. And he got all of it. Barely a mistake, but he got it. Smith is the next batter, and we'll see a pinch hitter for him. Ozzie Smith coming out, and coming on to pinch hit for the National League from the Cincinnati Reds, shortstop Barry Larkin, and he gets a big ovation from the Riverfront Stadium crowd. So here's Barry Larkin, 296 average, 12 homers, 56 RBIs. Larkin will come on to pitch, and that's going to be it for Jeff Reardon, as they will take him out due to that. And the National League will bring out another pitcher, and it is going to be from the Cleveland Indians, Doug Jones. 3 wins, 4 losses, 37 saves, a 2.27 ERA. Doug Jones will now go up against Barry Larkin here. 2 outs, Jones with the pitch. Jones, 2-6, strikeout 14, that is high. Larkin rarely struck out in 88. Larkin, 3-1, base hit center field. The inning continues. Larkin gets a single to center. And a pinch hitter coming up for Bob Nepper. And this is the last batter that the National League has on the bench, so all the batters will recycle once more. Another big ovation from the Riverfront Stadium crowd. From the Cincinnati Reds, the goggle man himself, Chris Sabo, 271 average, 11 homers, 44 RBIs. Larkin on at first. There are 2 outs. Strategy rolls are on. And that's a 15. Larkin will stay put. Jones with the pitch. Jones, 4-2 against the righty. That is a blank. Sabo, 1-2. And he hits a fly ball to left. And coming over there is going to be Canseco. And he will make the catch and retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, a 2-run bomb by Lance Parrish. It's 4-2 in favor of the National League. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Top of the 9th. Chris Sabo is going to come in at third. Is going to come in. Actually, no, he won't. My bad. He won't come in. And the National League does need a pitcher. Let's see who the American League's coming out there. Paul Molitor due to lead off. The American League still has some batters leading off for the American League. From the California Angels will be Johnny Ray, 306 average, 6 homers, 83 RBIs. He will take over at second from Molitor. And let's see, the National League still has some starters left to deal with. And we may just go ahead and go through them here, depending what happens. So let's go ahead and do it. To pitch at least to Ray, or is it going to be him? No, actually, Ray hits lefties better. As I said, this is exhibition. It really doesn't matter how we do it. Coming on to pitch from the San Diego Padres, Mark Davis, 5 wins, 10 losses, 28 saves, a 2.01 ERA. He will pitch to Johnny Ray. Top of the 9th, 4-2 National League. Davis, 3-5, strikeout 9. That is high. Ray, 2-2, base hit pass short, and it's a single. Ray leads off with a single. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. That brings the tying run to the plate. And the next batter will be Gaetti. He will bat. And we'll see another pitcher for the National League, as they will now bring in a righty to pitch to Gaetti. Now pitching for the National League from the St. Louis Cardinals, Todd Worrell, 5 wins, 9 losses, 32 saves, a 3.00 ERA. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy rolls are off. Pitcher versus batter. Worrell, 2-3, strikeout plus, got him swinging and miss, struck him out. And he goes ahead and gets Gaetti out number 1. Here comes Canseco. He says Davis must pitch to 3 batters. Tell Manfred to get his butt back on the toilet bowl where he belongs. Canseco is up, and he will bat. He is 1 for 2 with a single. And Canseco, of course, if Worrell pitches him a meatball, that's out of here. Ray on it first. Todd Worrell. Will he pitch to Canseco? Why not? There is 1 out. I would like to get the rest of the batters in there, though. Let's see. Nah, I'll let Worrell. Sometimes I can't get everybody on the field. Worrell will go ahead and pitch to Canseco. Worrell, 2-2, range play. Canseco, 1-1. That's a single past second, but it's a range play for Sandberg. They're in double play depth. His range is a 3. Nope, it'll get past him for a base hit. Ray's got good speed. He will make third on a single past second, and Canseco holds it first. And now the tying runs are on base. So now runners at the corners in the top of the 9th, 4-2. The next batter will be Greenwell. He will bat. And he struck out his first time up. And they're going to let Worrell pitch to him. 4-2 National League, top of the ninth. But one out here at Riverfront Stadium. Fans here are loving it. A good exhibition game so far. This may have been the best all-star game I've had yet. Worrell will go ahead. Strategy rolls are off. Worrell with the pitch. 3-3. Strikeout 2. Got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He got Greenwell on a K. 2 outs. And now Cal Ripken due up, but we'll see a pinch hitter for him. As I got to try to see if I can get everybody in here. Coming on to pinch hit from the Kansas City Royals will be Kurt Stillwell. 251 average, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. Stillwell. The shortstop position is 0 for 3. He will bat. But now there are 2 outs. Todd Worrell. He will pitch to him. Looking in here. Stillwell at bat. Fans here, Riverfront, seeing that maybe if the National League can get a victory. Fans are loud. Do they want a good pitch or do they want a good hit? Who knows? Strategy rolls are off. Worrell with the pitch. 3-2. Error on a throw. Stillwell. 3-2. It's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Worrell's error rating is a 0. There will not be an error. Worrell's got it. Picks it up. Pumps once. Pumps twice. Throws to first. That's your all-star game. The National League will come away with the victory today. 4-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! No runs on 2 hits for the American League as they're going to come up short. And this may have been the best all-star game I've done yet. Even though I know I had one that went to extra innings, but that one was amazing, actually. So Todd Worrell is going to wind up getting a save here. The National League will win tonight 4-2 in the 1988 All-Star Game. A great victory for them, but of course all the teams had fun tonight. It's an exhibition matchup. Players that did not get to see from the Chicago Cubs, Greg Maddux. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Kevin Gross for the National League. From the American League, players that didn't get to see, catcher from the Minnesota Twins, Tim Laudner. And relief pitcher from the Milwaukee Brewers, Dan Plesac. And at least I'll go ahead and introduce them that they did get on. 2-1 was the real game score. No, I was not able to use all the players, but sometimes it doesn't happen. This was a low-scoring game. That's the reason why I couldn't get all the players in. Final line score coming up. For the National League, 4 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For the American League, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Danny Jackson. He gets the win. The loss goes to Jeff Russell, and it will be Todd Worrell getting the save. The MVP of this game, I would like to give 2 MVPs, actually, because Dwight Gooden did pitch 3 innings of no-hit ball, but I'll go ahead and give the MVP to Lance Parrish. He did hit the big-time home run. I'll go ahead and give him the MVP. So the All-Star MVP of this game will be Lance Parrish, the big-time two-run bomb that put the National League ahead for good. I'll go ahead and give him the MVP, although Dwight Gooden did pitch 3 innings of no-hit ball, but that's okay. I'll give it to Lance Parrish. He is your All-Star Game MVP. As I said, no 10-minute ticker tonight. Remember, there will be no baseball. There will be no baseball tomorrow night as we complete the All-Star break. We will return on Saturday with July 14th as we begin the second half of the 88th season. It will be the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Oakland Athletics, a battle of two teams that are each in the top 3 in their divisions. Mike Flanagan will go for the Bluebirds, and Bob Welch will go for the A's. The second half of the season is coming up, and it's a good way to start it. Toronto, Oakland, Flanagan, Welch, be there or be square. Steeler fan, Chuck Rawlings, Albert Price, Uncle Dave Gardner, check that amazing channel. Brian B., Bob's Tabletop Sports, another great channel. Justin Ludwig, Jim Doyle, Ryan Sullivan, Doug Hunt, David Vega, Jeff Merklin, Joel Turney, John Solner, and of course, Brian Patterson. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. And we'll see you guys Saturday night. The National League comes up with a nice win here at Riverfront Stadium. Lance Parrish blasts a 2-run bomb to give him the win. 4-2 over the American League. The second half of the season begins Saturday. We'll see you then.